Welcome back to Epic Talks. If you're talking about it, we're talking about it. I'm Marcus Y. Rosier. Well, family, you always hear me say with Epic Talks, if you're talking about it, we're talking about it. It's conversation surrounding what matters most to us, but it's four things that we make sure that we stay in pocket on. Because I believe that we shouldn't speak to everything, but we should speak to a specific group of things. So it's the four B's for us from the Bible, meaning things that are related to faith. That's our guide, our guiding truth. So from things that are related to the Bible, biblical truths that can be applied in our lives. What does that mean? It's not just information and the text and the things that we read, but like, what does this mean for me? How do you make it practical in everyday life? It's not that we just read the Bible just to read it. It's like, how does this make me better in my relationships? How does this help me get more money? How does this help me live better, do better? Right? So from the Bible to the boardroom, our careers are important to us. So we're talking about it. Some of our businesses are important to us, so we're talking about it. Two, the bank account, our money, the state of the economy, ways that we can generate revenue, everything from interviews to conversations to the bedroom. And I'm not talking about minding your business of what happens there. I'm talking about the intimate relationships that matter to you, whether it's mother-daughter, whether it's father-son, whether it's boo-bae, co-worker. So from the Bible to the boardroom, to the bank account, to the bedroom. Epic Talks, family. If you're talking about it, we're talking about it. Well, today, I got something for you. Three things that's going to be critical today, and it's going to be short, sweet, and to the point. So you're going to need to write notes because if you missed the beginning, you missed it all. Some lessons I learned from Beyonce. I was about to say my ex-girlfriend, but that would have been childish, kind of immature of me. But some lessons I learned from Beyonce that I think will be, I'm going to use a $2 word. You ready? This might be out of context. I need to research this after I say it. Acropo. Is that in, I don't know. It just, where are my glasses? Where are my glasses? But let's dig into it, family. Lessons I learned from Beyonce. Now, what do I mean? One of my, I will say, I got kicked out of the Beehive, but I think I just applied again. They told me I'm on the wait list. So one of my favorite songs from her is a song that goes a little something like this. I'm not about to sing it, me, myself, and I. It's all I got in the end, is what I found out. All right, and it ain't no need to cry. I took a vow that from now on, I'm going to be my own best friend. Remix. Now, let's break down those lyrics. Me, myself, and I is all I've got in the end, is what I found out. And it ain't no need to cry. I took a vow that from now on, I'm going to be my own best friend. There's so much in that. The first part of it, family, that me, myself, and I've got to dig into this idea of self-discovery. Me, myself, and I sounds like the same person. However, all of us have multiple facets to who we are. I am a male. I am African American. I am the son of David and Vernette Rosier. Those are three aspects of who I am. I am a man. I am, come on, you get what I'm saying? I am an African American and I am a father. You get what I'm saying? And I can keep stacking it. An entrepreneur, a father, a brother, a coworker, a friend. The more titles we attach, or let me say it this way, the more blessings we receive, the more responsibilities that we have to things and to people. And every one of us identify us as something in their life and require a level of reciprocity. So if we say I am an entrepreneur, that simply means I'm responsible for a business. If I say I'm a father, that simply means I'm responsible for a child. If I say I'm a husband, it simply means I'm responsible for a wife. If I say I'm a boss, I'm responsible for something. If I say I'm a pastor, I'm responsible for something. Do you notice that every title we take on is our level of responsibility we take on? And sometimes we champion our titles without realizing the weight and the pressure that comes with it. I'm a supervisor. It just simply means that you are paid to manage more stress and more responsibility. You get what I'm telling you now. I'm I'm a person that everybody goes to. So when we start talking about me, myself, and I, it moves it away from the titles, the tension of the titles that people give us and the titles that we give ourselves. Because this is the internal work of self-discovery. That's really what I'm digging into today. The internal work of self-discovery, and it's the first thing we learn. It's not what you call me, it's what I call myself and what I answer to. It's not what you call me, it's what I call myself an answer to. And the craziest part, if we take this biblical, God calls Gideon mighty man of valor, and Gideon calls himself the least in his tribe. So the tension between what I'm called by other people and what I feel about myself, that's that me, myself, and I. That's self-discovery. You can be called something that you got the potential to be while you feel like you're not living up to your potential. Like this happens for athletes all the time that you're like, they're so crazy. Do they realize that this isn't this? No, they don't see themselves like everybody else see them. When you look in the mirror, you see what you see behind your eyes. When they look at you, they're seeing something totally different than what you see because you're seeing you with your thoughts, with your experiences. They're seeing you with their eyes and a snapshot of what they experience of you. So it's a difference between seeing Denzel as Denzel, an American gangster, and how Denzel sees himself. We like to cast people into roles and expect them to be the person we met them as. It was like, I'm not the little girl that you met that was struggling with acne. I'm not the little boy that was dribbling a basketball up and down the street. I'm a grown man. Now, this is what happens in families that's so important. That journey of self-discovery where you're trying to figure you out while people are placing titles on you and responsibility. So it's like it's this strange tension that happens when you're forcing me to be something while I'm trying to figure out who am I. So now you mad at me for not being what I never even knew I was responsible for being. Can I have room to grow? Can I have room to see self-discovery, to discover me? Before you place a cage around me, let me do it this way, before you close the book, before you place a period, can we just put a comma right there while I figure me out? This is the most critical thing that we've got to do. We got to be bold enough, brave enough, bold enough, brave enough, vigilant enough, selfish enough, in a positive context, right? Selfish enough to say, I know that every title that you give me means that I have a responsibility to these things and to these people, but I equally have a responsibility to me. I cannot lose me in order to gain you. So if in order to gain fame, influence, I cannot lose me in order to gain people on the internet. To be effective, I need more people to know what I do, but I cannot at the expense of growing a follower count lose me, right? Because even in an organization, this is one of the hard truths as a leader, right? I lead multiple businesses. Every person of every company, every person that works with me, I hate to say work for me, but you get what I mean. Every person that works with me has the ability to leave whenever they want and explore any other opportunity. They can quit. However, I ain't going nowhere. When you think about the Epic Nation, every person gets the opportunity to leave and go somewhere else. But I'm not going nowhere. So it's only fair to me to build something that I enjoy doing because I'm the only one stuck with it. Now, some of you might think, man, that sounds selfish. No, it's selfish of me to give everything for everybody while I'm doing something that serves them that I hate. I don't want to build a life that I hate going to, that I hate being a part of. Me, myself, and I, the journey. Like, thank you, Beyonce, because I started tripping on, that's a self-discovery. These are three different parts of me. Me, myself, I. You get what I'm telling you? Like, what do I identify? Like, do I identify with that part of myself? Now, here's the real deal. There's a few things I've got to drill into, right? When we start talking about this, me, myself, and I is all I got in the end. That sounds like somebody disappointed her. Like, I just got to unpack the song. Me, myself, and I, self-discovery, and I got way more to share on that. It's all I got in the end. The end of what? Sounds like someone who has learned from experience that let me say it this way. None of us are virgins to being disappointed. None of us. Like, I'm 30 plus years old, so I'm old enough to know that everything people say to me, they will not do. I'm old enough to know that those that say that they're going to ride forever might not make it two exits. I'm old enough to know, like, the prerequisites to enter my life is not the same. If you just lived on the same street and played basketball, that's my best friend. What you doing tomorrow? Playing ball? Me too. If you was going to the mall on Saturday and I was going to the mall on Saturday, we was hanging out every Saturday. Well, I've realized that that right now, that at this point, with so much depending on me, it requires way more than that for me to be friends with somebody. And I think if you're anything like me, you feel the same way. To come to a place that you realize that you are everything for everybody, but everybody's not always everything for you. That's when you realize, oh, look, I ain't got nothing but me and God in the end. Now, this is not for you to move to a level of self dependency where you block your help. This is not to move to a place that you ostracize yourself, isolate yourself, because that's not healthy. It is not good for man to be alone. However, you making the determination to be more discerning is a level of self discovery and responsibility that you have for you. Remember how we started in the beginning? All those titles that people give you is nothing more than responsibility. But when you grow up to a place that you realize you are responsible for you, you manage yourself totally different. Because sometimes it is easy to never be a no call, no show with a job, but constantly be a no call, no show in the job of managing you, managing your emotions. So you check out on your emotions, but you show up for work, but don't show up for you. You get what I'm saying now? That's a level of self-discovery where you start looking and saying, yo, I am not treating me well. Like, yo, I am. Imagine walking through life mad at everybody else and you realize that you've been the weapon formed against you. And you've been prospering. Now, this is not to beat you down. I'm just discussing me, but it's some things that we can unearth and unpack, right? So a couple things. Let's write some notes. Let's write a few notes. Few notes that you can write down. Is this good to you already? This is good to you already, and you feeling your boy. I just want to go back. Like, I want to be able to look at the comments and see you in the comments with fire emoji. Teach me something. Man, that's good. Bruh, I felt that. Like, I want to, that's what's up. That's a word right there. Like, I need to see all that in the chat. That's a word. True that. True that. Like, do people still say that? I don't know. All right. Lessons I learned from Beyonce. Appreciate you being me, myself, and I. Journey of self-discovery to figure out who am I. It's all I got in the end is what I found out. Here's the point you can make. First part, journey of self-discovery. Second part is what I found out. This is that aspect of please write this note down. We move to a place that we are dealing with not broken hearts, but broken expectation. Man, it's hard to know the difference because sometimes it's not that they broke our heart, just what we expected. They broke that. So now we don't expect nothing from nobody. I don't expect you to show up. I don't expect you to keep your word. I don't expect you to do what you say you're going to do. Sometimes it can be a broken heart, but sometimes it's a broken expectation. When what I expect from you, I'm not receiving. Oh yeah, you broke my expectation. That's what I found out. Thank you, Beyonce. I appreciate you so much from that song. I'll tell that I cannot remember who said it, and I want to give them credit I should Google it right now. There's a philosopher that says that there are messages that there are messages found in stones. I'm about to Google this right now in real time because I want to quote the person so you can catch it. Let's see, messages in stones. Let's see. Who was it that said it? Inspirational quote, the beautiful. I don't have time to find it, but I'm going to find it right now. Ancient philosopher. There it is. Messages are visible at night and have been found at ancient British religious site that there are messages found in stone. This is going to drive me crazy, and I don't have time for y'all to wait, but I'm going to find this quote. You're going to get this. You're going to get this good quote. However, what I am saying is that that I'm delivering you today, man, that song popped in my head and in my heart, and I'm like, yo, I understand. She might not have wrote it. I understand it. But I'm telling you, this is like what Jesus did. He would be peeping something and be like, ooh, a certain man. He found messages and everything. All right, let's keep moving. We talking about self-discovery. Let me give you 3 points that you can write down. Number one question to ask yourself through the journey of self-discovery. You ready? What season am I in? Now, this is not generic at all. Are you in a season, are you ready? Are you in a season of being selfish, selfless, or satisfied? Selfish, selfless, or satisfied? Did you see the three S? I'm trying to tell you, I sound like a Baptist preacher. You ready? Are you in a season of being selfish, selfless? Come on, somebody. Or satisfied? Tap your neighbor and say, I'm satisfied. All right, you back now. What season are you in? Now, when I asked that, I got to unpack it. Are you in a season of being selfish? Now, we keep thinking that being selfish is always bad. It's bad. I'm talking about it from the context of your ability to focus in on self-discovery. I've got to get to know me all over again. Remember what we were talking about before? That the titles that people give you becomes their expectation. But what if you don't answer to those titles? You no longer want to be that. You were that for a moment in time. So are you in a season of you need you right now? How I hear parents say, hey, my baby's about to go to college. She need me right now. So I want to be present and cut some things out of my schedule. As you migrate seasons of your life from one season to the next, from college to your 20s to your 30s, or as you migrate and move from one level of life to another level of life, as you move from one responsibility to another responsibility, or let me word it in a different way. You ready? As you move from fun to productivity. In your 20s, you in the season of, well, let me say it this way. From 18 to 22, you're in the season of fun. In your 30s and beyond, you're in a season of productivity. Because you will eat from the fruit that you plant in your life right now, right? So you might not be in a season of fun, you might be in a season of productivity. I'm not saying you don't blend fun into it, but the primary focus in certain seasons of life is to wake up every day and figure out, can I be more productive? That opens it up where now I can now have the access, the means, and the resources to have fun. That you do for you in your adulthood what your mom did for you. You cannot go outside fun until you clean your room productive. You cannot go to your friend's house fun until you do chores productive. But now you are the parent of you. So you then got to do the same thing and discipline yourself and say, what's the quotient, the balance between fun and productive? Every day must be included in, I call it a God morning, where every morning and every day must include both fun and productivity. Yeah, that you, enjoy the skin you in. Ain't no do-overs on this bad boy. Get one shot. All right, so let's go into it. Like, what season are you in? When I say selfish, like, yo, how much of you do you need? Now, this only you can figure out. That's why I call it self-discovery. You can't be listening for me to tell you how much of you need because you know the budget. You are a limited resource, just like a bank account. Whatever money is in there, when the money is gone, the money is gone. So if you are a limited resource, you got to figure out for the budget of your life, how much of you must be reserved in the savings account for you. How much of you becomes the checking account that you swipe as an expenditure for other people. Debit cards are for swipe. Savings accounts are for the future. How much of me do I need? I'm telling you, I already know when I wake up in the morning, man, and throughout my days are dense, right? So I know I need large portions of me in order to serve me to others, especially when you run businesses and companies where you are the product. What you're listening to right now, you are hearing the gross sum of my thoughts, right? So how much of me that I need to serve me to you? You get it now. So in my day, there has to be moments in my days where I'm selfish with my time. I cannot give you an hour. You got 30 minutes? No. Hey, you got a quick minute to talk on the phone? No. That I need me right now. You get it. You get it. That I realize the best use of my time. So let's use an example. So today, very crazy day. Got up this morning, did my morning routine, prayer, reading my Bible, etc. I had to leave and go to a mastermind. Mastermind was very heavy because, of course, you're learning, you're interacting. Like those social interaction can be draining too. A rush, get ready to work on a few other projects, send some things out, finalize some stuff with my team, sent them a few messages, and I'm about to run downstairs to look back over my notes, do some reading, and I paused and thought, hold on a second. My girl is putting together a desk. Now, I need me to be ready to, and I need to check out of what I learned and what I did all day and sit in the thoughts of what I'm going to teach. However, I got to give me to my lady to prepare for my baby. Now, remember, everything I did today required me, my staff, you name it. So now I got to figure out how much of me can I give to this. Now, some of you might hear this and this might sound cruel. I paused and said, I cannot be so busy with all these things and not give you my time. Let's put this desk together. However, we got to put some music on, lift my energy, put me in the right space, as well as, can we get it done in an hour? Now, some of you hear that and it sounds wrong. No, it's beyond an hour. My mental and emotional and physical is going to drain me so much that I can't show up and serve people, which is connected to my purpose. And if I feel as if I didn't deliver, you won't get the best version of me later because I'll spend all night frustrated with myself because I disappointed me. You get it now. So it's not just when something really matters to you. Like I'm having a conversation now. You got to be in purpose to understand this. It's like a ball player. Like when you don't perform well, you don't leave work. You don't leave work at work when you're in purpose. You clock in and you never off the clock. When you clock in to work for God, to say, this is the purpose he gave me, I've clocked in, I accept responsibility for this purpose, it matters to me if it doesn't go well. To serve God's people matter to me if it doesn't go well. So only few people understand what that's like. Where everything that you do is connected to what you were. I'm not talking about what you got hired to do, but what you were wired to do. Not what you got hired to do, a job, but what you're wired to do. What do I mean wired? Like your character, your genetic makeup, your thought process, your communication, how you see the world, your mind, your thoughts, your sensual perception. You walk into a room and everybody else ignores it, but you're gravitated to it. They turn their eyes. You can't blink. You stare at it. To everybody else, it looks tiring. To you, it's relaxing. Only few people know what it's like to live in that level of uninterrupted purpose. And when it happens, it is connected to you. So it matters to you if you don't do it well. So it takes a level of selflessness. You don't win a gold medal not having selfish moments. You don't make it to the NBA without being selfish about your craft. You don't get to be at the height. Only people that have no aspirations to be the best at what they do don't understand that there must be a portion of you that you reserve for just you and God. If you're going to be great at anything, you're going to have to say, I need me. This is so good. This is so good. Okay, so what season are you in? Are you in a selfless season where you transition from a place of building and climbing the corporate ladder to say, what did I do this for? Who do I want to share this with? So the selflessness now is to take from the selfish part of what you gave to yourself so you can be selfless and give to others. It's where you pour into you so you can pour into others. Now you vacillate between these. This is not this, then this, then this. I'm not talking about quarter one, quarter two, quarter three. Like you figure out that healthy balance for yourself, or you're in a satisfied season. Now this I think is dangerous, but it could be, I don't need nothing else, I'm good. I want to build something that other people can benefit from. It ain't for me, it's for you, boo. Right? What season are you in? Second question I want you to ask in this journey of self-discovery is what I found out. Yeah. Well, I want you to ask, where am I? It is the question that divinity asks humanity. Adam, where are you? That each of us must begin to locate. And here's what I want you to do. Strong exercise. I want you to write down 2 to 3 words that describe your mood. Where are you? Like you are, if we would describe moods as street signs, you with me? If we were to describe moods as street signs, I want you to define based on that 2 to 3 roads that can locate you. You get it? If it was 11th Street, turn left on 11th Street, turn right on Elm Street, and when you're coming up, you'll find South Street. I want you to 2 to 3, right? 2 to 3 words that describe your mood. These will be your emotional street signs that helps you identify where you are so you can direct people to you. Because I don't believe that there ain't no need to cry, took a vow that from now on I'm gonna be my own best friend. Nah, it's not good for man to be alone. Right? So how do you find yourself and be able to direct people to you? This is so good. Like, this is so good. This is so good. Because if not, you're going to be mad at people and feel like you're all by yourself, but you don't know how to tell people how to get to where you are. So what 3 words, write it down, describe your current mood? Excited, pissed off, frustrated, aggravated, sad, tired, happy, jovial, blessed. What 3 words describe where you are? This is going to help you define where you are to figure out yourself, right? Last thing, who am I? Who am I? Who am I? You're probably going to have to, let's go slow, divorce titles and roles that previously described or defined who you are. You're probably going to have to divorce titles that previously described who you are. If you don't define yourself as that anymore, it is okay to tell people, that's not my name. Where do I find this? Let's go biblical. I love the story of Abram to Abraham, because we find so many truths in it. But from Abram, this is Genesis chapter 12 all the way to Genesis, let's say 17, when his name is changed to Abraham from Abram. We see a grown man, 75 years old, that has lived his life as me, myself, and I, Abram. He makes a decision to go with God through self-discovery to figure out that he is not Abram, he's Abraham. This journey of self-discovery leads him to these series of questions of, what season am I in? So you're not in a season of just staying here and babysitting what your father built, his father Terah. You're not there anymore. You got to move past Haran. You're moving to a whole nother place, bro. You are the father of many nations. So he's got to redefine it for the next season of his life. Who am I? He does this with the help of God. When he redefines who he is, when he tries to figure out, okay, where am I? Like, you realize that I'm finding this in scripture. The street signs that describe he and Sarah's emotional state is like, you realize they have no expectation. Doubt. Sarah, why'd you laugh? The street sign to describe where she was is a woman who has no belief that anything will happen for her. Street signs that define where Abram is, he already, okay, so you're going to do it through somebody else. You ain't going to do it through me. Oh, no way. At my old age, I'm going to have a child. So the street sign to navigate who he is. Then his name is changed. Who am I? From Abram to Abraham. Now, here's the important part. Why I say divorce your previous titles. Because the moment his name changes, God changes his name, but Abraham, you're responsible for telling everybody, don't call you Abram no more. That ain't God's responsibility, it's yours. Because the more they call you what you're not anymore, you'll find yourself answering to it and behaving accordingly. Oh, this is so good. Abram, and the struggle of, do I ignore them? Do I answer them, or do I correct them? When your name gets changed from Abram to Abraham, do I answer to them? Oh, they don't know no better. Hey, what's up? Do I answer? Do I ignore them? Create distance, although I never communicated what they should call me? Or do I correct them? Hey, if you don't mind, that's not me anymore. That was a previous season of my life. Major question I would ask you, and here's a basketball example. Michael Jordan, are you a basketball player? You haven't played in over 25 years. Are you still what you were for a portion of your life? If I ask you who is Michael Jordan, you'll say a basketball player. But that's who Michael Jordan was. That's not who Michael Jordan is. Because his day is not consumed with that, and I hope that that's not still his identity. If it is, family, then he's got to go on the journey of self-discovery. Because that season of his life is talked about and compared to LeBron James as the greatest of all time. However, LeBron is still actively playing. Jordan hadn't in over 20 years. So what happens when you were really good at something that people fell in love with, that described a major portion of your life, but you ain't that no more? Maybe you got to become your own best friend. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, these are the lessons I learned from Beyonce. I hope it's been powerful for you. This has been another Epic Talks with powerful truths and a conversation for any of you to give yourself the freedom to discover who are you now, the journey of self-discovery. I hope you got extreme value out of this. I enjoy sharing it. Shout out to Beyonce. Now, to those of you who are hyper-religious and you're going to be in the comments and arguing about witchcraft and all that stuff, may the Lord watch between me and thee while we're absent one from another. Just keep your distance. Be blessed. I love you to life. I hope that God don't bless you, spoil you. I will see you in the next Epic Talks. Perfect. So that's going to be the main angle. So we got what, 4 cameras? Yeah, I want to make sure visually they can see everything. Well, since you're here being nosy, what up? Here's what I want you to do. Make sure you don't miss this Sunday. You can come with your bonnet on. You can pull up with your do-rag on. Online only. The Epic Nation every Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Pull up this Sunday, 12 p.m. The Epic Nation. What y'all doing? Get out of here.
Teaching that we get and the information that we get within the Epic Nation is that it can be added to everyday life. It's practical. It's practical teaching where you can add it to your personal life, your relationship life, your spiritual life, and your financial life. So that is what makes it different. It is a teaching that no one is out here right now teaching on how to balance your life in all 3 of those core areas so that you can live a life in abundance in all of those areas.